always ready.
All right, cool.
What's going on, guys? I can't tell if it's going, but we're up.
Oh, we're definitely up.
So Music Mayhem is live. We're out here on YouTube like usual. My name is Riley.
And I am Danny.
So we're on tonight. We have we will preface this by saying we've been doing a little bit of drinking tonight. But that is our forte. So we're going on tonight. We're doing another reaction video like we always do. I know that we've got a little kickback from a couple of the songs that we've done, which, you know, we kind of expect. We're doing reactions to songs that, especially on here, we don't have the forte in, if you will. This is not our cup of tea for majority of the things that we put up on here. So we know that we're going to get a little kickback.
And understand that we are not necessarily going out of our way to bash songs or insult anybody who is actually listening to our reaction videos. So that's a completely different idea of what they think that the songs are about.
Well, and
we are giving you our honest opinion as to what we think about these songs.
Well, and understand that, you know, in the same aspect, we don't go into a lot of these songs knowing anything about what we're about to hear. So we are pretty much hearing most of these songs for the first time. We don't know what the message is behind it. We don't know what it's intended to be. So we're pretty much listening to lyrics. We're watching the video if there is a video, and we're kind of reacting upon just what we naturally see. You know, we are going into this maybe as blind as somebody who is hearing it for the first time as well. And if you don't agree with what we say, I understand that. If you agree with what we say, that's fine too. If you're going to bash us, I'm okay with that. I really don't give a fuck.
Right.
It's literally the most raw opinion that you can get about a song / video that you can get. And if you tell us something that maybe we don't know after we posted it, that's great. I encourage the feedback. I encourage the bashing. I encourage the praise. You know, it is what it is. That's what this channel is about.
If we're missing something as far as what is supposed to be translated as far as the message is concerned from a certain song that we are just completely missing altogether, we want to know exactly what it is that we're missing.
Sure.
That way we can understand where everybody else is coming from. And maybe at that point, once we understand what the message is, maybe we can go ahead and recap. Okay, maybe this is something we should have looked a little bit more
into. Or we can relate to it a little bit more.
Right. So, you know, but it is what it is. And at this point, we're going to go ahead. We're going to go do another reaction video. This one is going to be Breaking Benjamin, a band that both of you and I really, really like.
Well, right. And the reason we're kind of doing this on this page, because we do these types of songs on our Facebook, on our podcast, essentially on Mondays for Facebook, which is Tipsy Talk with R&D.
Yep.
The reason why we're doing this tonight for this channel is so that you can get an idea of maybe where we stand as music standpoints is, and maybe understand why maybe we didn't care so much for the other songs that we've heard. This is off of their new album Ember.
Yep.
And this song is called Blood.
Yep.
I have heard this song once. I don't think that you have, but I think that you will enjoy it. I do have the lyrics pulled up like we always do. We will pause every now and then just to give our opinion about what we've heard, at least up until that point. But again, this is more or less so that you guys can maybe understand why maybe we haven't liked certain things and why we maybe do like certain things. And again, we enjoy your feedback, but we are going to get into this a little bit, and we'll go from there.
Let's go.
Cool.
Definitely like the opening jam session. Pause it for a second.
It sounds like old Breaking Benjamin, bro.
And you know what I'm saying? That's actually kind of what I was thinking. It does sound like old Breaking Benjamin, but at the same time, how you can differentiate old Breaking Benjamin from new Breaking Benjamin, and from a lot of other artists that are out there, there's a lot of harmonics that are going on. I mean, especially in the singing standpoint, you have the lead singer who's singing in one pitch, and then you have a background singer who's matching in perfect accord with what he's singing. So you have the harmonics there, which I've always really, really loved. And that way you definitely tell that there's a difference in what they're trying to do.
Well, and I think that the one big thing that really got me to even just get through the beginning part of this song when I did hear it, is that if you listen to a lot of their newer but not this album type of thing, is that he definitely accentuated on how smooth and harmonious his voice was. Whereas this one, you can kind of tell he's going back a little bit. He's adding a little bit of that raspiness. It's not so clean, but it still fits the riffs and the beat that they're going to for this song.
Perfect.
You got to a lot of their older songs where you had that intro, but then it kind of fell back upon what he was trying to do, and it was like, okay, but it's just not what you would expect out of somebody who maybe got into Breaking Benjamin to begin with.
Of course.
So I do like this about what we're going for. So let's go into a little bit more. Yeah, absolutely.
I really like this, bro.
Yeah. Well, wait till it hits that break real quick.
I really like this, man.
Love it, bro. There is a part of Breaking Benjamin that needs that sound of his voice. I'm sorry, it needs to be in every fucking song. Unless it's a ballady type of song that they do on occasion. But that part where he just dips down and grabs that piece really hard.
Right.
It's because they use it so meticulously. It's not everywhere. It's not a majority of the song. It's usually just a piece by piece song. But that intensity and that sound from him is so good, man.
Well, it's also, going back to what we know about Breaking Benjamin when they first started coming out. That is what we grew, at least for people who understand what they're trying to do from a musicianship standpoint. That's what we grew to love.
Yeah.
It was him singing. It was him displaying his voice. And next thing you know, roar, you know what I mean?
You could almost feel the emotion and the intensity that he gave.
Absolutely. And he almost led into the intensity with the actual music behind him, with his voice going into it.
Yeah, man.
And that's what people who like Breaking Benjamin grew to like to begin with.
And that is why I think I like this song so much. Like, don't get me wrong, we did the reaction to Psycho on Tipsy Talk.
Yep.
I think that I could almost put this up there, if not over that, just purely based on that standpoint.
Well, you know what that kind of means. That kind of means that they are understanding where they came from and kind of reverting back to, let's go ahead and draw the people back.
Well, and maybe
at this point, let's get people back to what we like.
And maybe it's one of those in the same sense where maybe they went through that last album. It was like, yeah, we enjoyed making this sound, but we understand that maybe it's not hitting with the fans that we have, that we've accumulated.
Yeah.
So maybe
almost like an identity crisis. Like, we're going to go ahead and put an album out based on what we're feeling at this certain time. And based on reactions, we understand that we need to get back to where we were.
Well, and again, maybe they're most likely not getting away from what they're feeling. They just understand, okay, maybe we just need to tweak the sound back a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's get back a little bit.
Yeah.
So I do have the lyrics pulled up. Let's get to the first verse and then we'll listen to a little bit more. We'll get to the chorus, whatnot. So the first verse is every endless word. I have nothing here. Sick of all that was, tired of all that is. Every hated love I have broken in. Sick of fucking up, tired of falling in. And all that I regret, I have before, I will again. So,
okay. I mean, to me, it kind of sounds like somebody who's been through a little bit, who's learned a little bit, and is now at this point kind of coming to the realization that they just need to everybody needs to change at some point, a little bit.
I think that where in the same aspect from what I'm getting from it is, is somebody who's maybe pointing out all of his flaws.
Okay.
But maybe he understands that I'm going to still have my flaws as I'm kind of changing. Like there's certain things about it, but as much as I change or as much as you tell me I'm wrong, everybody's going to still have their flaws. And so I'm tired of trying to maybe give in essentially and just accept what I do know I can't maybe necessarily change and go from there. And so,
okay.
So when we go from there, the course is it's over now. And then in parentheses, so I guess the backup
right.
Is, are you running away? And then him is, I come apart. And background is, as I light the way, it's in my blood. Let the sky fall down. I won't let go my oblivion. And I think that's where we're at right now.
Okay. Okay.
So I think that we're on the same. I think that we're still on the same path. Just kind of maybe a retrospect look in upon himself.
Sure.
Knowing that not everything's going to be perfect, kind of, but I understand where we're like the imperfections are at. I just can only do so much, type of thing.
Well, I mean, and only to expand on that, just for variation purposes, is maybe he understands his flaws and personally likes his flaws, and is kind of one of those things where it's like, you know what, I'll change what I want to change, but what I like about me, I'm sticking to.
Or what makes me.
I'm sticking to.
Yeah, I mean, I can do so much,
right?
But I'm not going to be not me,
right.
Essentially.
Right.
Okay, so let's go on some more because I like it.
I do as well.
And I love the riffs. I love the sound behind it. I really hope they played this fucking song, bro.
It's a fucking great jam session, bro. The calm before the storm. Yeah.
I love the fact that his voice is not over harmonious or it's not brought down too much. It's not overdone too much. Like, it's right there where you expect them to be. Sure. As a Breaking Bench fan, for sure.
Yeah, this right here is definitely what you grew to love from Breaking Benjamin.
This is them, bro.
Yeah.
Then you drop it down.
Of course. You
let him accentuate his voice.
Yeah. Right.
I love that, bro. I love that
power behind that, bro. There's a lot of power behind that.
A lot of anger fucking behind it. It's good, bro.
That's good, bro.
That's and the reason I know we're getting to a point where we probably should be stopping this, but my last thoughts on this. When we look at songs that we don't know what we're getting into, especially from a genre that is way outside of our comfort zone, I like knowing or at least having a good idea of where the band is kind of going with the song they're doing. Like, I know that we have preached on Tipsy Talk about a lyrical standpoint.
Right.
And even though the message might not be as clear and cut as you would want it to be, something about the majority of rock, at least, you can kind of understand where this guy is coming from, or where, most artists are coming from with what they are preaching through their lyrics. And I feel like when we listen to other genres, at least new music from other genres, we have a really hard time deciphering, is there a message, or are we just spewing lyrics?
Sure.
And maybe trying to put a video behind it that's catchy and a beat behind it that's catchy?
Well, and that's usually what it is. I mean, and the difference between rock and the other genres is you can tell by the intensity of somebody's voice, they are leading into the intensity of the lyrics themselves.
Sure.
So it's kind of one of those things where they announce themselves. Okay, you know what? Right now we're playing a song. And you could tell by the intensity of the guitars and the drums and the bass and the lyrics themselves that this is the part you need to hear. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Well, and even the part where they drop down. And they accentuate one person, or they accentuate the musicians,
right,
or something like that.
Right.
It's okay. You're dropping it there for a minute. There's a reason for that
because
difference.
You want one thing to go ahead and actually be accentuated.
I agree,
and that's the big difference between what we've heard from other genres and what we listen to on a normal basis.
Yeah.
There's an obvious reason why we like what we like.
Of course.
And it's because of the musicianship. It's because of the lyrics. It's the way that the entire thing is actually given to us and projected.
Sure.
So, even though when we started this video, we were talking about This Is America by fucking...
what's his name? With Donald Glover and
right,
the fucking...
Exactly. And the reason why we didn't like that is because there was no reason for us to actually really understand that there was a message behind it, because it was just some dude dancing and a bunch of shit behind it in the video.
A lot of crazy shit.
Right.
And you know what? I've seen a lot of posts about that video, that music video, and how it is supposed to portray all this type of stuff. And maybe it's just one of those where we didn't understand it because it was just what we saw from first glance. That literally was what it was. It was a first glance thing.
Yep.
We didn't dive into it too much. It was just what we saw, what we heard.
Right. And we didn't like what we saw and what we heard.
Exactly. So again, I hope that you get a little bit more insight about what we like. And if you have more insight about the things that maybe we are unfamiliar with, drop a comment on those videos.
Right.
Maybe we can, okay. Like, if it hits us that way, or if you give us something that we had no idea about, that's perfect. That's exactly what we're looking for.
That's right.
But we wanted to do this because we understand that this is our suit, and it hopefully will give you an insight about the other songs that maybe we have done and songs that we are going to do, to be like, okay, I can understand why these guys maybe don't like this right off the top.
Yep.
And trust me, it ain't going to stop us from bashing fucking people.
Oh, no.
But this is definitely our forte, and this is what we like as a whole. That's for right. Sure, because we can understand the message right off the bat, and we can get into the musicianship. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and cut this one.
We are. We're going to figure out what we're going to do from here on out.
Yeah, if you enjoyed this song again. It is from Breaking Benjamin. It is off of their new album Ember. It is called Blood.
Yep.
We will be seeing them here soon.
Oh, very
and
soon.
I really hope they play this song because that was a good song, bro.
So as he said, we're going to go ahead and cut this video. We're not 100% sure whether or not we're going to do another one. Because to be honest with you, what we're probably going to do at this point is we're going to go outside, we're going to have a cigarette, and then we're going to come back and we're going to listen to the new Bad Wolves album,
which did just release. And if
yesterday.
you do not know, if you are still joining in or you're watching this thing to the end and you do not know who Bad Wolves is, and you are a fan of rock music, do yourself a favor.
Yep.
And you might hit one or two where you don't know if it's your sound, but listen to about 3 songs. And if you can catch one that catches your ear, go listen to the album because it's fucking awesome, bro.
So we're going to probably catch ourselves up on the entire album and and because I don't know, I've been looking forward to this album coming out for a while now.
I have as well.
So we're probably going to go ahead and this is going to be our video for the evening. Thank you very much. I am Danny.
I am Riley. Thank you guys for joining Music Mayhem. If you enjoy what you're hearing on here, please go to Facebook, look up Tipsy Talk with R&D. We do a Monday show every week.
Yep.
We talk about sports. We talk about music. We do stupid news.
Yep.
We do a whole podcast. But if you're just in for the music aspect, please keep joining this. Subscribe it. Share it to your friends. We will see you guys here soon. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys. Love you.